everybody. I'm here at the American Nuclear Society's annual meeting, and there's some really interesting points that came up that I thought we should share. And one of those is the importance of fusion. Now, I hope everybody understands why fusion is important. And the real truth to why fusion is important is because of energy density. You literally get millions of electron volts of energy per atom when you do fusion energy. And that makes it environmentally friendly, and it gives you potential sustainability if you can do long-term fusion. However, when you do fission, you get hundreds of millions of electron volts per atom. You get a lot more energy per atom with fission. Now, with fusion, you do generate nuclear waste. That's one of the biggest detractors when it comes to using fission energy, is the nuclear waste. With fusion, it tends to be a much shorter half-life, the nuclear waste, and so it's easier to dispose of. You just let it decay away. But when it comes to fission, a large part of the narrative against nuclear energy with fission is because of the nuclear waste. Even though you get a massive amount of energy density with it, that's the concern, the environmental impact from nuclear waste. Let me put this in context. The fear associated with nuclear waste has almost nothing to do with the actual risk that's there. To put this in context, the Fukushima wastewater, that's a big argument against the use of nuclear energy, fission energy. And to put this in context, if you increased the amount of radioactivity, the tritium that was in the Fukushima wastewater by a factor of 5, you increased the radioactivity in that water by a factor of 5, it would still meet international drinking water standards. That probably deserves a little bit of thought. That's how much fear and concern is associated with nuclear waste relative to the risk. Now, a lot of people like to talk about spent nuclear fuel, used nuclear fuel. They call that deadly nuclear waste. Now, the United States has received about 20% of its electricity from nuclear energy for about 50 years. That is just an enormous amount of energy. 20% of our electricity for 50 years, and all of the used nuclear fuel from all of that energy would not fill up a single football field above 10 meters high. Now, you can put that in ways that scare people, but it's just such a small problem. It's so easy to deal with that all of that used nuclear fuel for all of those years has never hurt anybody. And yet we call it deadly and scary and terrifying, but it's so easy to manage. And so if you want the benefits of fusion, we can have that today with fission. And even more than that, if we went with thorium, that's even more attainable right now than fusion. Fusion's still an experiment. We cannot go and build a fusion reactor that will make electricity in a sustainable way. We could do that with thorium. And thorium's 3 times more abundant than uranium. So being here at the annual meeting of the American Nuclear Society and hearing the conversations that go around, I thought that that was worth sharing. So thanks for watching. I hope you all learned something, enjoyed the video, and you have a great day.